Hey there, fellas. So before me, I have got this fully dismantled engine for a Lada, which needs to be assembled. We've done that a bunch of different ways, but in this video, we'll be trying something special. We've actually chosen a pretty interesting route. We'll start by calling our mechanic over here. Come on in. Okay, so we're going to be improving your skills. Check this out. Here we have a Lada motor, and you know literally everything about these. I'm gonna grab this oil pan, and all of this stuff, all of this, you won't be needing. And everything you see on the table, put it together. Get the firewood. You can use a welder or whatever you want. Anything that comes to mind. The idea here isn't just to assemble the engine out of whatever we can find, but rather put it together so that it starts and runs. Only thing I'm confused about is the head. The most difficult areas. How do I secure it? The assembly process begins. We start with the block, and for once in our lives, we won't need sockets, wrenches, any of that. Instead, we're using an angle grinder, rotary tool, and a welder. It will come together into one piece, might even run for a bit. But for how long? We'll find that out in the end. Don't get too close to the bearing. You just need to get the chamfer. I want to move it away by 2 millimeters from the edge. Not enough space. The crankshaft is going to get in the way. There aren't too many spots where you can weld. The only thing we can use then is this. That's just not enough. You can take a crowbar, stick it in, press down on it, literally hang off of it, and then do the welding, or ask somebody to help. Once you install the crankshaft and weld everything up, the crankshaft is not even going to turn. Sergey, listen, what'll happen if we don't tighten the crankshaft down? It'll be going... Now, to increase the durability, on top of welding the caps at the seams, we've also welded around the studs. In this case, welding around the studs wouldn't be considered cheating. As they were already there, you can't remove them. I didn't use any nuts, so why not? Nah, the rod cap is out of whack. Can you do that again? What a familiar noise, like on a Subaru. Alright, let's see what we have going on at the moment. The caps have been welded on. That's all good and well. The rotating assembly is in place. And that's nice. And the most interesting, well, not interesting, but the best thing rather is that the engine turns. The crankshaft, I mean. And so far, this is progressing quite nicely. Meaning, we need to continue. And as you can see, in certain spots, he's been using cable ties. This might not be the right way to go, but hopefully they work. Later on, he might replace them. We'll see in due time. How do you tighten it, though? That should do. I haven't mastered the art of welding aluminum together with steel. They didn't give me any bolts, but told me I can use any adhesive I want. What, the glue didn't help you? That glue turned out to be shite. So look, that's aluminum. It's made of metal. Why not drip something onto here to make a sort of rivet? I'll think about it. Maybe. We definitely need to first weld on the intake. As for the exhaust, well, you can't weld here. Otherwise the exhaust, I am going to trim it. I think weld all around and call it a day. From there I just do some work to the exhaust manifold in these spots, throw it on and weld it to the studs. If it's impossible to tighten down, that means you gotta weld up these holes to prevent any leaks, because the exhaust will leak right through them. So weld these holes shut, trim this area, we'll have a leak over here, or figure out how to tighten it down. Now, since we can't use nuts and bolts to secure parts, instead we're going to try riveting over the factory studs that are sticking out of the head, to at least somehow secure it. The rods are secure somewhat. Same can be said about the pistons. Also, he was able to somehow hammer on the camshaft. As long as this engine has compression. That's the key component. Without compression, it's not going to start. How is he going to secure the cylinder head? With some ratchet straps. Secure it using straps, correct? I guess I'm going to have to weld something to the valve cover in the oil pan to keep the straps in position. Alright, let's see what we're dealing with here. In some spots you have welds, in others wires, rivets. Here you have more welds, ratchet straps, even more welds. Exactly as it's supposed to be. This is pretty much how we expected this to turn out. And so now I suggest we fit this wonderful thing to a car and attempt to fire it up. Let's go. You seem a bit pessimistic. I spent 4 years studying mechanical engineering. I was taught how to assemble cars, engines, and all of that jazz. And it's reasonable to assume that this engine is not going to run, because everything is off. While you weld, things move out of place, get warped, and so on. Also, nothing is torqued down the way it should be. We're finally this close to installing the engine into that car. We just need to fit the flywheel and the clutch. And since we can't use bolts in order to keep things at least somewhat safe and properly aligned, we'll take the flywheel, screw in a couple of bolts, tighten them, weld wherever we can, remove the bolts, and finish the welding. We'll do the same thing with the clutch, piece it together, throw on the pressure plate, bolt it down for proper tension, then weld and remove all of the bolts. It should last for at least some time. I think it'll crank and that's it. It is going to crank, probably. Okay, we are ready to start this thing, right? I guess. Not very confident. And you said it wouldn't work. It already does. A puff doesn't count. What do you mean doesn't count? Why does it sound like there's no compression? Interested to know why. I'm concerned about the exhaust gases coming out from the coolant hose. Are you sure you put it together correctly? I suspect there's no compression. Should we give him a few bolts? We'd better give him a couple of bolts. Let him fix it. I don't want him. Change of tactics. This isn't working with no bolts at all. So let's give him a couple of bolts. Any ones that can be screwed in. Then our mega mechanic is going to install them. And we'll continue our attempts to fire it up. Let's go. Something went wrong at some point. Something went wrong, yeah. Nah, we're fine. It made a weird screeching noise. Definitely going the wrong way now. Let's go. Yes. Yes! Why can't I put it into reverse? I just heard something getting blown off. Crank isn't rotating right for some reason. Jumping around. Sounds like it's having a hard time. Smells like roasted clutch. The caps are on the floor. Wait, did the oil pan get torn off? The crankshaft. The bell housing is broken a little bit. A little bit? A little bit entirely. So look, the engine ran. And who didn't believe it would? Paused the video and wrote that this would never work. It did. It ran, drove, was spitting out caps, oil, cursing, smoking, but moving. But now I suggest we remove it, tear it apart, and take a look. I mean, we are really interested if the cable ties, welds, wire, rivets, glue. Anyway, we'll crack it open and see which connections held up and which ones didn't. Right? Tear it apart and have a look. So check this out, we've cracked the engine open and this is rather interesting. You'll recall that some parts were welded on, in some spots you had wire, glue, studs were turned into rivets. And here's the deal, the crankshaft was torn clean off, all of the main caps are gone. That being said, the rod caps are still on there. They were all welded, albeit slightly differently. The main caps were just welded around the seam, while the rod caps, well, there's something to note here. Obviously, they were also welded around the seam, but in addition to that, they had studs, with no nuts on them. Instead, the caps were welded together with those studs, and that connection held up because the studs were there. Yeah, they were able to keep it together. The main caps were just welded around the seam, they're made from iron, they let go. And as a result, the crank got blown off. If we look at the manifold, I mean, it's not under such stress. The intake manifold was welded on, and it's nice and secure. The front cover, okay, it is a bit loose, even though it was tightly fixed in place with some wire. Other things to note, the chain tensioner was secured with some cable ties, and it wasn't under any serious load, so it was able to stay in place. Anything that was fixed in place with glue or with caulk, none of that held it together. Anywhere there were weak points, stuff separated. And so there you go. At the end of the day, you can assemble an engine without any nuts or bolts. We just saw that with our very own eyes. This one even started, it ran, but it didn't last long. And that's it for this video. Watch, subscribe, and catch you later.